Just over a year after his party was elected, Premier Doug Ford is shuffling the deck. As we told you earlier in the show, several high-profile ministers have been demoted as part of a major cabinet shuffle within the Progressive Conservative government. And Richard Southern joins me now here at Queen's Park, where we have been here all day long. It's been quite the day. So some notable faces, and we'll get to them in a moment, have been pushed aside or demoted, and some new ones have come in.
There's some big promotions today.
Huge promotions.
And I think the biggest has to be Mr. Stephen Lecce.
Yes.
32 years old, kind of a backbencher, although he was a what they call a parliamentary assistant. But this is a former communications advisor to Stephen Harper.
Yep, I met him during the last federal campaign, actually.
Yeah, and so first-time MPP here. But media savvy, right?
Very,
obviously.
very.
And this is kind of the theme we saw today, is let's put people who are good with the media in a more high-profile spot.
And
right?
they've been putting him in the forefront. When we're asking for people to speak, if a minister isn't available, they'd always say, how about Stephen Lecce?
So he's going to be the Minister of Education, which is this huge, obviously,
well, it's
portfolio.
the second biggest ministry, so it's a massive job, given also that teacher contracts are expiring, they're increasing class sizes, they're capping raises with unions, so he's going to have a big, big job on his hands.
Another big promotion belongs to Kinga Surma from Etobicoke, writing another first-time MPP, a friend of the Premier's, and here she is now taking one of these associate roles, this in the Ministry of Transportation.
Yes.
So that's kind of significant too. We did see some big promotions. But Cynthia, let's talk demotions, because there's plenty of those.
Well, the biggest that is making the most impact is Vic Fideli. So he just tabled his first budget, just what, 70 days ago, and now he's been demoted, which is
Will he stay on? Do you think he'll stay on, Sam? Will he stay on?
Yes. I think he will. He's in economic development. He's going to be traveling. He's going to be boosting. I'm hearing there was a lot of dissension, and he has been convinced to stay. But it's really interesting. He's part of the old guard, and after Patrick Brown left, he actually was trying to be leader. He was the interim leader and had hoped to stay on as leader. So it's really interesting.
And I guess another huge demotion would be Lisa MacLeod.
Lisa MacLeod, another part of the old guard.
Struggled with that autism file.
Really struggled with that autism file. Took a lot of heat. Parents were very, very angry at her.
And now Minister of Tourism.
Tourism. She's going to be revamping Ontario Place.
Which is not insignificant, I suppose. That's going to be a big thing, too. But it's certainly a demotion there.
Definitely.
Now, Cynthia, I want to know. You've been around a long time with politics, and I want to know, what was your biggest surprise today?
Well, I wasn't expecting Caroline Mulroney to be switched from AG. I hadn't heard rumblings of that, but she is now the transportation minister. And people are insisting this is not a demotion, it's actually a promotion, because she's going to be running a much bigger budget, $1 billion versus $6 billion
the subways in Toronto.
And she's going to be in charge of wooing John Tory over onto the side of accepting that the subways are being uploaded. She's going to be in charge of the Ontario line, which the Premier has promised is going to be built quickly. This is something the Premier talks about all the time, so I think he wanted someone he could trust out there in the Ministry of Transportation. So I'm going to call that another promotion. Now, for my biggest surprise, and it's not a surprise in that we've seen the Premier do this before, but I didn't think we'd hear it today. This was supposed to be a reset. Premier Ford attacked the media today. Take a look. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything revolves around communications, getting all the great successes out into the news, and making sure the media are fair and balanced, that the media don't just attack, but they also report on some good things. I know that might be tough for some of you, but I just expect you to be fair and balanced moving forward in year two, and hopefully I can see that from the media.
Well, he's certainly had a testy relationship with the media ever since his brother was the mayor of Toronto, and he was a city councillor. So,
but I don't know if you should have been saying that today, in that he was trying to create this big reset, Cynthia. I don't know if that's squared quite right, but...
Well, I do think he genuinely believes the media is partly to blame for the low polling, and that the media is not properly conveying things that he feels his government has done well.
We're always fair and balanced, though. 100%.
Absolutely.
Thanks. We got more, by the way, coming up on City News at 6.
Thanks, Richard.